Alright, it's a review time. Are we reviewing this? You'll know what I'm reviewing, but I'll throw in this as a bonus review. I've actually probably done a review on Fireline already. But today's review is going to be on this rod reel line setup. And as you can see, this line that's on here, it's white. It's a braid. And as you can see, it's got a lot of fraying to it. And that's just after one evening of fishing. So in order to correct this, I'm going to have to pull off about 4 to 5 foot of fishing line. And this is Berkley's Nano-Fill. Good thing about it is it casts really good and pretty far. But it frays a lot, and I'm always constantly having to pull 4 or 5 foot of line off of it. And if you can see where that red lip is on my reel, that's how full my spool was at one time at the beginning of this fishing season. And now it's quite a bit less, and like I said, that's because I'm having to constantly pull 4 or 5 foot of line off this after every time I fish, and it's rather annoying. But I wanted to test it out, see how it did. Oh, kill a mosquito. So I definitely do not recommend Berkley's Nano-Fill. And another thing with this line, when you tie the knot, you have to either go through the eye of the bait twice, or do a few extra knots to make sure it doesn't slide through, because it is a slick line, but once it starts fraying, it doesn't want to tie the greatest either. And then next on my review, we will go with this Pflueger Patriarch reel. Or not Patriarch, Pflueger President Supreme. I got the Patriarch. It's a blue bait caster, low profile. Excellent reel. I've had it for years. But the President XT, it's light, it's smooth. The drag is really, really good. The only downside is after using it for a season, I can feel and hear the gears making like a clicking sound when I'm doing finesse really slow reeling. Which is not good. Has a carbon fiber handle, cork knob, which I like all that. It's a nice and light reel. I would not buy another XT though, personally. I may have just gotten a defective one, but I think the original President model, the light blue one, is a lot better fishing reel. And if I do replace this, I'll probably get a Supreme size 30. I may go with another President just because it's a $60 reel versus the Supreme being a $100 reel. And this is about a $80 reel, I believe. and Berkeley Nanofill. The price on that line's around a little over 20 bucks, if I remember correctly. So definitely not worth the price for that line, in my opinion. And as far as this rod, St. Croix Triumph. 6.6, fast action, and it's a light power. Nice light rod. I can feel 1 to 2 inch bluegill tapping on my baits when I use my flies and stuff. Very sensitive. It's, granted, probably not the most sensitive rod I can buy, but for what I can afford, it's around $100 rod. I can't afford much more than that, maybe about 150, 200 at the most. But for the price, it's a real good rod, and I've caught some nice sized fish on it. I think about an 8-pound channel. It's the biggest channel I caught off of it. Then some big wipers and some white bass. And I challenged myself the other day when I went fishing. I was using a little, I don't have it on here, but I did a go over on it. It's a Jawbones minnow paddle tail bait. Cabela's makes a similar one, and it's just Cabela's brand, but it's the exact same bait. Well, I think it might be a tad bit longer, but that doesn't matter a whole lot, and it works just as good. And I've got more selections of colors of it now. It's in my tackle bag, which I don't have with me. So this rod, do I recommend it? Definitely. I think you can get them for around 80 bucks now. 80, 90. So we'll probably say about $80 to $100 for this rod. There's different places online that you can probably get a little cheaper than what I paid for it. I went to Dick's and I had to especially order it because they didn't have this rod in stores. So, but it's cool because they let me buy it at the store and then shipped it to my house. This reel, it's not the worst reel. If you get it, beware of my one flaw that I said. It's the only flaw to the reel. Other than that, it's a good performing reel. Just has those clicking in the gears, and you can feel it now, but I would recommend this reel, but I would recommend the President before it or the model above it. Any of the models above it, probably. With the Supreme XT, Patriarch, and Patriarch XT. They're all made in a few different sizes, and they have a low profile model on all of them too. So, okay. That's enough for this setup. Other than the new line I bought for it, which is Fireline. Oh man, somebody littered. Man, now I'm gonna have to pick it up. I do that at the lake quite a bit. End up with a lot of trash in the back of my truck. See, I chose to get yellow line. That way when I'm fishing at night, hopefully I can see it better. 6 pound test, which is equivalent to 2 pound mono in diameter. Personally, I think it's a lot stronger than 6 pound. I have pulled in a 15 pound channel cat off a 6 pound fire line on a ultralight ugly stick and a Pflueger President size 30, and that reel, it handled it really nice, and it lasted 10 years before I accidentally broke the foot off of it and the anti-reverse quit working. But 10 years for 60 bucks, yeah, definitely a good buy on the reel. I'm talking about the President model, talking it up. Sorry, people. So this is my replacement, and I've used this line for a long time. This is my favorite line. And what I'm going to do once I spool it up, I'm going to get a black permanent marker and black out the tip for about, near the end of the line for about a foot or so, maybe 2. That way it makes it less visible near the lure, especially if you're fishing at night like I like to do. Well, I like to fish anytime, honestly. Night, day, evening, dusk, dawn, when the vampires and werewolves are out. Oh wait, never mind, there's no such thing as vampires or werewolves, at least I hope not. So this is the line I'm going to be replacing. Fire line. And as always, everyone who watches this video completely through, thank you very much. You're awesome. And peace and long life. Catch you in the next vid.